Hello everyone, today we're going to go over setting up the Learn2 with Git Sync skeleton from Hibbit's design. The first thing you'll need to do here is to upload the skeleton to your server. Now we're using cPanel, which is one of the most common ways to interact with your server online. In cPanel, you're basically just uploading a zip file. In this case, we're doing it in our public HTML directory, which is the root of the website. And then we head back to cPanel. And from there, we're going to extract the zip file. This will take all of the files out of the zip file and actually load them directly into a subfolder of your public HTML folder, which we can rename to whatever we would like. In this case, for this demonstration, we're going to keep the name the same. Once the extraction has taken place, you can copy the directory name just by clicking it and hitting Control-C or Command-C on Mac. Once you've done that, just navigate to the directory from your browser, and you're going to create a Grav administration account. You'll need to enter a username, an email address, and a password. Once you've done that, hit create user and you have set up your site. All we need to do now is to start the Git Sync wizard. What this will do is establish a sync with GitHub so that your files will constantly be available both on GitHub and on your website. Any changes you make on your website will reflect on GitHub and vice versa. Going to the front page, you just select the Setup Git Sync icon located in the upper right corner, and this will initiate the Git Sync wizard. There's a 4-step process here to getting everything set up, and the first step is to log into your hosting service. In our case, we're going to use GitHub. However, you can use Bitbucket, GitLab, or any other Git service with webhooks enabled. Just enter your username and your password or a token. A token is a little bit more secure as you're not entering your password directly into the website. All right, and at this point, the next step is to create the repository. So we will navigate over to GitHub, which is our hosting provider for this example. But again, this works on any other hosting provider. You'll want to select the plus sign and then new repository. And we're going to give our repository a name that matches that on our particular web server, but you don't have to do that. You can name it really whatever you would like. You'll want to initialize the repository with a README, just selecting that little option there, and then creating your repository is all you need to do. Once you've done that, you're going to want to copy the URL to the .git file. You can do that by hitting clone or download and copying that clone with HTTPS URL there and pasting it into that field. Test the connection, and if everything checks out, you should have a notification letting you know as such, and just simply hit the next button to go on to step 3. In step 3, we are creating the webhook. You'll get the payload URL. You'll want to copy that and go back over to GitHub, go to Settings, and from Settings, you will want to access the Security and Webhooks section of the administrator. And once you've done that, there's a button that says Add Webhook. Just give it a click, and from there you'll be given a form that you'll need to fill out. The payload URL we copied earlier from the Git Sync wizard. There's no secret required. Just make sure that active is selected and that you are just doing the push event. Do that, you'll have your webhook all set up, and you can actually go straight to the next step. The 4th step is selecting which directories within the user folder you want to sync. Now, by default, the pages directory is really all you need for your content to sync with GitHub. However, you are able to do any directory within the user's folder. So, for example, your plugins, your themes, you can have all of that sync with GitHub. Once you've done that, finalize the wizard and you are set to go. You can test your site by going to the front page and hitting edit this page, and that will take you directly to the page that you are currently on GitHub. Now, of course, you can go to your themes, go to My Theme, and there are some extra little editing options here that you don't have on the default Learn2 theme, such as your style. You can actually choose a Hoth style, which has a really cool little color combination that's not available out of the gate on the default Learn2 theme. You can use Grav just as you normally would. Everything will stay in sync now. Any changes you make on your website will reflect on GitHub and vice versa.